Hello Reapers, my name's Scythe Plays, and today we're going to be talking about sponsorships and how I have actually been opted into the beta as far as YouTube is concerned. This is very, very cool. Like seriously, I think that it's awesome that YouTube is starting to seek other alternatives for content creators to actually make a living off of their content without being solely reliant on ad revenue, because let's face it, at the start of the year, ad revenue is really, really low, and even for somebody like myself, my paycheck is pretty much cut in half. So during these times, it's very, very important for me to have other means of actually making a living. So that's where sponsorships ends up coming in. Now, before we get started with all that, if you're sitting there cringing and you're sitting there already wondering what's going to end up happening, is the channel going to end up going through some changes, our content going to be focused towards like people that sponsor and anything like that? No. Sponsorship, all it really means is that you're going to be subscribing to my channel and opting into paying me a steady fee per month. Now, this is a beta, and I actually have talked with YouTube a little bit, and they did end up mentioning that in the future, when this ends up launching on the whole platform in general, there may be other payment options, either with less, less money involved, or maybe more money involved. Maybe, to get at the big time supporters that really want to support specific content creators, right? Now, there are going to be certain perks that you guys are going to be able to have with sponsoring me if you decide to actually do so. But you do understand, you must understand, even if you're just coming into the channel and stuff, I am all about freedom of content. Even back, way back when I was in my band with my brother, we were all about like giving our music away for free. We sold the CDs, we sold the shirts, we sold merch and stuff like that. Physical items that costed to reproduce, we ended up selling those. But when it comes to all of the songs and stuff like that, we always ended up releasing it for free. Now, why that's relevant is because I'm telling you that I am still that same person, and that's where sponsorship, I only recommend that you do it not because you want to feel like you're part of something special or anything, other than you want to support me, and you know that by doing this option and actually making the commitment to sponsor me, you are making a difference in my life. Like seriously, because you're going to end up helping me to actually afford my cost of living so that I can focus more of my attention on just making content without having to seek other alternative measures of actually making a living from doing YouTube and stuff like that. But that said, I'm going to be doing YouTube from now until Kingdom Come anyways. I am making a full-time living off of YouTube, but during these starting months of the year, obviously it is going to end up making a huge impact if you guys end up sponsoring. But if you don't worry, there's no hold bars against it. I still consider you to be just as important if you don't sponsor, and you're just a subscriber on the channel, right? So anyways, let's talk about the perks. So there's going to be two perks. There's actually lots of channels out there that have lots of really great suggestions of what you could end up having for subscriber or sponsor perks, I mean to say. And I've been able to choose two of them. So one of them is going to be sponsor related community posts. So on my YouTube channel, if you didn't already know, you can actually go to the community tab right here, right? And every now and then I just kind of make posts, just kind of talking about like, recent things or delays in videos and stuff like that. But I'm going to end up making sure that I put out at least one post, at least one, I may end up putting out more, that is specifically going to be locked to sponsors only. So think of this as Patreon. It's very similar in that regard, where if you were a Patreon and you were supporting someone through Patreon, you would have access to their community forums, and only Patreons would be able to access that. Very similar with sponsorship, where sponsors are the only ones that are going to be able to see that specific post. Now, that doesn't mean that I'm not going to end up just making my normal community posts. It just means that I am going to make at least one post a week that is going to be subject to like sponsors only, right? And what I'm going to be doing in those posts is talking a little bit more honestly about some of the behind the scenes stuff, talking more specifically about what you can actually expect in the following weeks, what my upload schedule is, and whether or not there's going to be any changes to that kind of more immediately, rather than just all of the public posts. Because the public posts, I don't feel the need to spam you guys out every single time I end up delaying a video, but for sponsors, it's like these people are making the decision to pay and actually support me out of the hard-earned money that they're making at their jobs. So I feel that that's kind of like a VIP pass, as it were. So with it, I'm going to end up including you in a little bit more of, you know, there's going to be a little bit more spammy posts possibly of me talking more about like, okay, Terraria is going to be a little bit late today, guys. Not everybody needs to know this, but, you know, the sponsors, just so that you know, it's going to be late today. And, you know, just kind of posts related to that. Now, the second thing that you're going to be able to have access to is in my Discord channel, which is completely public and completely free, by the way. You don't have to be a sponsor in order to access it. But Discord actually does have something really, really cool, where they actually have both Twitch and YouTube subscriber and sponsorship integration. So what that means is that as soon as you become a sponsor on my YouTube channel, you're going to end up getting the sponsorship rank in my Discord. Now, it's a little bit cheaty and a little bit overpowered, but I'll talk about my reasons why to actually, you know, why I made this decision. But sponsors are going to have access to the sponsors only text chat. So this is going to be an exclusive area where I'm going to try and reply to it as much as I can. Most of all, I think the reason why it's going to be kind of cool to have this is because I don't really expect there to be that many of you that are going to end up sponsoring me. And because of it, I can have a more personal approach with the people that are actually sponsoring my content. And then maybe in the future, if, you know, the possibility arises that I get even more people sponsoring the channel, obviously it's going to be harder and harder for me to keep up to that. But still, I'm going to kind of prioritize the sponsorship chat and try to respond to those messages as often as I can while I'm still in the middle of working and stuff like that. Just kind of consider it a VIP area where you can all chill and hang out and stuff like that. And if you don't already know, with my Discord, because of the fact that I'm a family-friendly channel, it means that I try to be very careful with how I monitor the chat. So we have chat bots that manage all of the swear words and stuff and naughty language and potty mouth and stuff like that. That's in text form, as well as if people try to spam, you know, we got slow mode initiated and all that stuff. So it's pretty much trying to keep the ugliness of the internet just away from the Discord altogether and discourage those people from even joining. And because of it, we've actually got a pretty good thriving community that is kind of very chill and very relaxed. You know, there's certain prime hours where it's just hustle and bustle. There's lots of people, and then other times where it's just like dead, right? But my point being with all of that is the voice chat. That's where things get a little bit difficult to kind of manage, but we do actually have a system for that. So you can see in the rules section, if I end up going right over here, you can see that we actually have a ranking system in place on my Discord channel. Now, I've talked about this in other videos, but just to give you a bit of a heads up here, what this is going to end up doing, this ranking system, is as you talk in my Discord channel and text chat, you're going to end up gaining a random amount of experience every minute. And at level 3, you're going to be able to enter the mic chat but not speak. And at level 7, you're going to be able to speak as well as enter the mic chat and listen to people. Sponsorship is going to skip you to level 7. Now, you are going to still have the option to get to level 30 so that you can actually post links, because that's something that is still a little bit, you know, a little bit difficult for us to manage. So obviously it's a very coveted rank. And then at level 50, you're going to have embedded links, which means that you're just going to be able to post a link and it's going to show, like if it's an image, it's just going to show it up right away. That's where I don't feel the need to make sponsors have that much control, but the fact that you can kind of just skip the initial steps of being able to not only join the voice chat, but also be able to talk in the voice chat, I feel is fair, because anybody who's actually, you know, a sponsor in the first place, obviously the community means enough to them that they're going to end up getting involved with it and want to actually be a part of it. Now, that said, I do got to give a heads up and let you know, folks, that same rules apply for sponsors as it does for general people. So if somebody ends up sponsoring and then they end up joining the voice chat and all they are is just potty language, obviously they're still going to end up getting banned, and it doesn't matter whether they're a sponsor or not, or if they end up getting salty and then just canceling their sponsorship, you know? So I just want to say that it doesn't give you extra privileges above our rules and above what our community has. It just kind of gives you a couple little quick perks. And then the last perk that you're going to be able to have access to is a custom badge. So anytime you end up commenting on a YouTube video, or if I'm doing a live stream and you're talking in the live chat, you're going to actually see this icon right next to your username so long as you're a sponsor. How cool is that, right? And I want to point out that very similar to how Twitch ends up allowing you to have custom emotes, which I know I gotta get on that. I do need to add some custom emotes to my Twitch channel for the people that are supporting me on there. But as far as YouTube is concerned, it's kind of like however many sponsors you have gives you that much more access to adding custom emotes. So possibly if we end up getting more and more sponsors on the channel, it means that we could actually see the Posh Tato being used in the live chat, or the parakeet bird being used in our live chat as well, or even just in comments and stuff like that. And that's kind of the whole thing, is sponsors are the only people that are going to be able to have access to those custom emotes and stuff like that. So hopefully this is something that you guys, you know, feel is justified and kind of like a nice balance between somebody that's actually willing to support me financially as opposed to somebody that's just trying to support me by watching my videos and stuff like that. And again, you know, I hold you all in the highest regard just because of the simple fact that you are supporting me in not only just playing video games and stuff like that. Like I love the community. I love you guys. Seriously, you know my heart goes out to you, and I'm gonna just keep making these videos now until forever because it makes people happy, and that's what I'm all about. I'm all about just making people happy. But, you know, it is the real world, so finances are definitely going to end up being a thing. So I do want to stress enough that if you decide to sponsor, and I'm not trying to push it, I'm not trying to force you to do this or anything like that, but if you do decide to sponsor me, just know that I very, very much will actually appreciate it, and you are going to be making a very big impact on my life by just doing that. And that's why we give you these little perks that kind of end up separating you just a little bit from everybody else, you know. Maybe it's not enough. Honestly speaking, I've seen other YouTube channels that end up giving a lot of other things, and possibly we could end up adding more perks for sponsorships in the future. I've actually kind of gotten a message from YouTube saying that we can sort something out where maybe I could end up giving you guys like a one-time coupon code for sponsorships for my merch store or something like that, you know. But you know, that is for the future. That's not actually out right now. For right now, we've just got the 3. You're going to end up getting the badge. Possibly we're going to get custom emotes if any of you decide to actually end up sponsoring. And then you're going to have access to the sponsors only chat in my Discord, and then you're just going to end up seeing the sponsors only community posts. And I'm going to make sure to post those at least once a week, and I will be in the Discord pretty much every day, but I might not necessarily reply just because of the fact that I'll be like busy doing stuff or editing or trying to make the videos and stuff that you guys enjoy, right? Last but not least, I do want to stress this just because I know that there can be quite a divide when people end up actually talking about something like this. It just makes the viewer immediately think, oh no, money, right? Like that's kind of what I always got as the feeling whenever I would watch other YouTubers talking about sponsorships and stuff. I always felt like it's like, oh, you know, oh, right? But in this case, I just want to say that there's not going to be any change as far as my uploads are concerned. You know, the channel is going to remain completely untouched, as if I would not get any sponsors. And I might not get any sponsorship. You know, like that's the whole thing, is it's like I'm going to continue developing the channel as per usual. It's just now you guys actually have the option to support me financially. That's it. That's the only difference, right? In any case, folks, this video has gone on long enough. I just wanted to kind of cross all bases here, get the checklist all completely X'd out so that we could end up, you know, moving on with our lives. And I'll probably end up saying about sponsoring in my videos from now on, but it's not nearly going to be as elaborate or explained as this. So in either case, thank you so much for watching. If you do decide to sponsor, there is going to end up being a sponsors only community post right now as it's actually launched on the channel. So that's pretty cool. And otherwise, I hope you have a fantastic day, everybody. Don't forget to like, share, favorite, and subscribe for more daily content. And if you want to support me, you can sponsor or check links in the description for my merch store or Gawkbox, which is a way that you can actually donate to me for free if you don't actually want to go through the ways of actually giving me proper, you know, your own personal money is what I mean, right? In either case, thanks for watching, everybody. Sayonara and stay epic. I'm really, really excited about this opportunity that YouTube presented me with.